welcome Solex Nation. Can't believe it's already Wednesday. These weeks just fly right by.
Yeah, it means we're having fun, right?
That's right.
It's a good summer. Hopefully yours has been wonderful. And Australia, hopefully it's been a great winter so far.
I love that you always include Australia.
I
It's
do.
very nice of
I
you.
think of them all the time. I
Yes.
used to live down in the other hemisphere.
You did.
And so I know what it feels like to be in the opposite sense of hot and cold and things like that. But
Now, if you saw last week, if you saw our bloopers and Kai tried to say good day in Australian, we had one of our Australians send a message. It was actually Rebecca McQuilty sent me a message and said, I need to teach Kai how to say that.
Oh, yeah. I need some practice. Make it part of Babbel. Is there okay.
I don't know.
We'll work with that.
Speaking of babbling, we're just babbling on. Okay. Now, if you are new to Solex, you may have noticed that we've had some updates over the last couple of weeks. If you are an old timer with us, you've been here a while, you know that that's a normal thing that we have updates. Now, we try to make those as painless as possible, but with any technology, you're going to have updates. It's just what we have to do to keep everything running smoothly and as fast as possible.
And there are always a bunch of factors.
Yes.
Sometimes it comes across as an update, and sometimes we're actually reacting to something maybe in the Azure cloud or something
that's out of our control.
Where it's a third party, obviously, host. What we are committed to, though, is that we will make sure that we improve our communication to you so that you know if we have a planned update, let's say on a Wednesday evening, that we'll communicate that to you. Part of the information about these Wednesday night calls will include, hey, there's an update tonight. We'll put information out on social media and so forth. So you can at least anticipate that there will be that information. You can do the refreshes that you need to do in order to make sure that your system is up to par once those.
So you're not surprised,
updates launch.
but we are going to try to limit our planned updates to Wednesdays. Wednesday evening. Now, there will be circumstances sometimes out of our control where something will have to be updated on a different day, and that's because of usually a third party that we're reacting to, but we will communicate that to you. So thank you for your patience and your understanding, and we're doing these things just to make your experience with the scanner better.
Yeah. I mean, not to say that we love updates, and it's not to make anything more confusing, more complicated, or even more difficult. The intent there is to actually broaden the frequencies and the energies available through the AO scan technology. And so that is our primary goal, is to broaden the capabilities, ease those in some variety as well, while we obviously give you the experience that you've had so far and improve upon it if we can.
But we want you to know we understand your frustrations and we apologize for it, but we also really appreciate the patience that we've seen on your end. So thank you for being patient with us.
Yep.
All right. Now, we've had a lot of questions about Day of Discovery. We've been talking about it for a while.
Yeah.
But we wanted to give you, people are calling in and they're saying, okay, but what's the itinerary? What's actually going to happen?
What's the experience like?
Yeah.
You know?
So we want to show you first this quick little video so you can see our last live Day of Discovery, and then we'll come back after that video and let you know what is on the itinerary for this one.
And I am here for Day of Discovery, which has been amazing. My favorite speaker was Dr. CJ. I loved the professionalism she brought and all those testimonies. I've been longing to hear more of that authority combined with the experience, and then in a doctoral situation was awesome to hear that.
Favorite speaker has to be, for me, is Lauren, because I just love to hear all the new updates that are coming. He's someone that's very future thinking, a visionary in my opinion, and it's good to see that there's someone alive that has a good heart and he's looking to give back and give service to our situation where we need to know more about ourselves and the education of ourselves and our bodies, and he's doing an amazing job doing that.
The update is incredible. This makes our job so much easier. It simplifies things for everyone. That's probably what I'm going to start with every one of my clients. And it lays everything out for them so beautifully with the colors and words. It simplifies everything so that they're able to look at that and really take a deeper look inside. It's a way to cleanse parts of us that actually help us connect not only to ourselves and our intuition, but to God through this. So it opens the pathways, and that's what this is all about. I'm so excited to be part of what still feels like ground floor, that we are just getting started. So I feel there's unlimited potential. And I mean, hello, we just heard about these new features and new facets of how we can work with the body with this device. So I can't wait to implement that. But overall, the growth and the places this is going to go, I'm just so excited to be a part of this and to get to really serve many, many people as we do this and help so many lives. That's what I'm excited about.
We love Day of Discovery. There is just something so special about that get together.
Yeah, it's nothing. We love the virtual event, and we love that you love the virtual event, and that obviously was shown this last March.
Yeah.
But when you see people face to face, it is a different level to that experience. It's a little bit deeper.
Yeah,
and hopefully you saw that in the video just now.
Yeah, it's such a great togetherness that we feel. We love putting the faces with the names. We love just going around and talking to you all, and we have that opportunity. There are breaks, there's lunch, after the event where we all go around and we get to know you and talk to you. And I think that's my
and
very
you get to know
part.
each other. Networking is available at these events.
Friends have been made here.
Yeah, yes, lifelong friends. But we have some experts. We have broadened. Our first one at the Red Show Barn with our biggest attendance so far was pretty rich. I think it was good. But we're talking about adding a few more doctors. We have Dr. Tucker. We have Dr. Gursky.
Dr. Ortiz. That's a new name.
Yes. Carlos Jaramillo is going to be here.
Yes, Carlos. And we also have Becky Coots-Kimbley.
Yep.
We're excited to have her here. And Deborah Bruce, of course.
Yeah, a mainstay.
Yep.
Lauren, of course, is going to share. He has some amazing things to share with you at Day of Discovery. He's been working on it for months.
Things to announce.
Yes.
And in fact, we were talking to him this morning, and I said to him, I think you're going to need a little bit more time than we're giving you. I mean, he has a lot. Speaking of announcements, now that's just a sampling of the speakers. We have a lot of speakers, and we have different topics like nutrition and PAT Comprehensive and changes in the scanner.
Huge focus on Cephi. We're going to talk about
and things to come with Cephi.
Connecting the dots, of course. How to better read reports. More information on that.
Yes. And more. There's so much to learn at this Day of Discovery. In fact, we've had a hard time fitting it all in with all the things that we're going to do.
Because we also have new announcements, new launches at this event.
We have, between 5 to 7 announcements.
Depending on how things play out,
Depending on
right?
how things go. 5 to 7 new launches / announcements that we cannot wait for.
Yeah, you guys, we're an open book. When we say 5 to 7, it's because that's really where we are right now. It could be 5. We know 5.
5
we may
for
get to
sure.
7.
We may get to 7. We'll see. Anyway, you don't want to miss us. So if you can make it work, do everything you can to come. Yeah. And that is August 26th and 27th.
And if you can't, we will get information out to you as soon as we can after the event around the launches and things like that, so that you can at least be aware of that. We love you. We know that not everybody's circumstance meets this. And that's why we have the virtual event.
Yes.
That's why we do that, because we know we can reach everybody in the virtual event. But we do this live one because there's just something about, you don't have to attend this every year. This is not something where you should feel pressure if your circumstances don't allow for it. What it should be is, maybe it's next year, maybe it's the year after that. Come to a live event though, because they are fun. They are great, and you do get that connection.
Yes.
But for sure, then, when it comes to March or April, or whenever we hold the virtual one, we want you there at the virtual one for sure.
And that's why we hold 2 a year. We don't want to just do a live and cut everyone off that isn't able to come. So that's why we also do a virtual about 6 months later. So we had a fun contest last week. We asked you to go onto the YouTube channel.
Yeah, and you had to name your favorite Solex negative ion product.
And why.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because Lauren talked about those.
About negative ions last week. Yeah. So we're going to draw 3 names, and whatever you said is your favorite product is what you're going to win.
That's what you're going to get. So hopefully you picked an expensive one.
Is that how it works?
I don't know. That's usually how I would do something like that.
Okay, the first one is Kimberly Williams. My favorite Solex negative ion product is the insoles. Since our feet are incredible with over 200,000 nerve endings in each foot, acting like our internal radio, constantly transmitting information to our brains with each step we take, I love that I can imprint these insoles with balancing frequencies I need and wear them all day for my overall health and wellness. Thank you, Solex.
I love that. For somebody who's had 2 pretty decent foot injuries, one on each foot, that support with a negative ion product. I love the insoles as well. Kimberly, great pick.
And you win some insoles.
Yeah, and you win some insoles. How about that? All right, next. Kelsey Gemenden. My favorite things are the bracelets. I don't go anywhere without it.
I love that.
I love that. I do too. The bracelets are wonderful. People keep taking my bracelets.
Mine too. We keep losing them.
I can't when they lose them. But they keep taking my ring too. But I have
you get it replaced.
I have a secret stash in my office of rings that I can replace with.
Kelsey, just do us a favor. We do have the silicone bracelets, and then we have our many bracelets?
Chakra, the
Tiger's Eye, and the White Jade. Beaded bracelets. Will you just give us a call, let us know which bracelet you want, and we'll send it to you.
All right, last draw.
One. I'm mixing it up really well. This is
Pro FBL.
Pro FBL. Please give us a call. Tell us who you are. I have a ring, insoles, and patches, but I guess I'd have to say the water stick is my favorite because I use it every day. It makes me feel so good that I tend to drink more than I would otherwise drink. P.S. Please consider putting an adhesive on the back of the patches because out of 20, I only have 5 left.
Oh, shoot.
The others have gotten lost.
Oh.
That's a really good idea. We have heard that before.
Yeah.
Some people really prefer to not have the adhesive. So
yeah, we'll have to come up with a solution there. But the water sticks are fantastic.
They are fantastic. I love that we had different things that people like. These were 3 different things that people chose.
I remember one of the water sticks, we gave away water sticks before, after we launched them.
Yeah.
And I remember reading all the different ways people would use the water stick.
You're so inventive.
Yeah. I don't remember who, but I remember putting it in their spray bottle for their plants.
That's what I was going to say too.
I love that one. It just stuck with me.
Yeah.
So yeah. Use it
really cool. Okay, well, thanks to all of you who participated. And as you know, wait till the end of the call. We do giveaways every week. They're pretty cool. They're pretty fun. I mean, you have a good chance to win something for free. So
yeah, and a part of it is always just sharing. We all get to learn from each other just a little bit, even if you're just commenting on something you like or maybe giving some advice or the reason why something is the way it is for you. We all get to learn from that. And so this is just a great community we have, I think.
All right, so
Top
Enrollers, and this is for July 4th through the 11th. Okay.
Good memory.
You say, do you want to say who was second?
All right. We've seen this name quite a few times.
I think every single week.
Yeah. Rita Dickinson came in second. Why didn't you come in first?
She was really close.
Rita, you're doing a fantastic.
You
You're just
on fire.
Yes, on fire.
Yep. So congratulations, Rita. And our first place winner this week is...
We'll tip our hats down south.
Rebecca McQuilty.
Rebecca, congratulations. Good job.
Another coin goes to you, Rebecca. Yep. Congratulations. Well, all right, we're going to go ahead and get into our call, and we hope you like it. You know, the last 2 weeks we have had Kai and Lauren do a question and answer, and then the 2 weeks before that, Lauren and I did a question and answer, or maybe it was Deb, and I don't even know.
Oh, yeah.
We decided to switch it up this week and to have the three of us together. But we're answering questions that you have asked, and this is coming from our YouTube page, questions that you asked that we asked you to ask. So we're going to go ahead and...
Full circle, right?
Full circle.
You ask the questions, we have some answers, maybe, hopefully.
All right, so here's the first one. If you have time to run Inner Voice, Vitals, and Combined Comprehensive every day, would you? Or would you do Easy Scan daily with a couple of quick scans different times throughout the day and run the more in-depth scans weekly?
Okay, the answer to that is both. However, so let's unpack it. If you're ill, you're not feeling well, you're going to want to do a more expanded scan on a more regular basis to kind of find out what's what's awry with your frequencies and your
To look for the patterns.
To look for the pattern.
Okay.
But if you're doing well and it's just your day-to-day activities, no. In fact, really, if you're doing well, to do a full vitals, or do a full inner voice and a full comprehensive, maybe once a month, unless you're not feeling where you need to be.
Yeah.
Otherwise, just get in, do your inner voice. Always do your inner voice. Do your quick scan, or maybe a body system. Body system is a great way to get that information that you might get from a comprehensive. But get on it, listen to your tones, get your optimizations, and then move on with your day.
So the first question essentially is, why are you doing this scan, or why are you scanning today? And if it's to get to an optimization, you don't necessarily do a comprehensive. Body system is going to work. Something along those lines is going to be helpful because you're just getting to make sure your frequencies are aligned. But if you're tracking something, I had this recently where I was tracking a particular part of my heart that was showing 9s and 9s. And so I came back to that area of comprehensive only a few times over a few weeks to see if the other practices of my day-to-day were having an impact on the frequencies.
But again, you were doing a targeted comprehensive.
Yes, I was.
Not a full
No,
comprehensive.
I was looking at that area
that's
of my body, my heart. I wanted to know that was changing. And the cool thing was, full circle on the story, is it started as a 9 and a 9, pre and post. I was doing a few things in my day-to-day. It went to a 5-5.
Yeah, see, and that's
awesome.
Key.
Yeah.
And that's what you want to look for. Now, inner voice every day, multiple times a day if you'd like.
Yeah.
That's so important.
It is. And body systems we don't talk about it very much. Body systems is my favorite scan. I love body systems. I do a body system scan every day. Now, if you did choose to do a full vitals and a full comprehensive every day, does that hurt you?
Okay, so let's clarify full, because you have a lot of options in your comprehensive. What we're referring to here is a full, and when we say full, we're talking once you've done your voice, you've done your vitals, and then when you go to comprehensive, you click on combined. And that way it's only looking for the things where the frequencies were out of range from your emotions and your biochemical.
Yep.
To do a full comprehensive, maybe once a year, that's a big project, and it's a lot of energy on your system.
Yeah.
Because that's where you would go to the customs and leave all the boxes checked.
Yes.
And then run the full scan with the optimism and optimize, obviously. As part of that.
And that's just too much. You wouldn't want to do that all the time.
So hopefully we answered that question. The truth is there's no one right way to do it. You do what's right for you.
Yeah.
I think that's what we would say.
And that's a great part of the scanner as a whole.
Yeah.
Is there's tons of flexibility in what you can do. And it really is, the idea is make it yours.
Yes.
Make it yours. Explore and get a feel for what works.
Listen to your body. Follow those nudges. That's what's really important.
That's right. Okay, this next question is, now that we have so many options for scans, which ones do you suggest for demos? It seems many prospects get overwhelmed by all the information. How can we ease them into understanding all that AO offers without overwhelming them in the process?
That's the two-edged sword, right?
Yes. The thing is always your first go-to, I think, should be inner voice.
Every time.
Because that's always going to pinpoint an emotion that you may not be aware of, but they would be.
Right.
And then maybe jump into a body system, or if you know there's something going on or they mention something, then maybe fine-tune into a part of maybe just the blood work in the vitals,
yeah.
or a food sensitivity, or an allergy, or something that they mentioned. But keep it short, keep it simple, but that they can see for themselves what's happening.
Yeah, there's always going to be more than you can show them in the few minutes you might have with somebody. Even if you had a half hour with somebody, there's too much in the scanner.
Yeah.
There's so much that can be done that
Too much to digest.
And you don't want to overwhelm.
No.
And if you haven't heard me say this before, you'll hear me say it again. You'll hear me say it now and maybe again later. You can talk someone into something and out of something in the same conversation.
That's right.
So now I just said I love body systems. I would not do a full body systems on somebody for the first time. However, I would choose one system or two systems to run in body systems. So just to give them a taste of it, but not to overwhelm.
Yeah, because what's the end? What is the goal when you're introducing somebody to frequencies?
You want them to have an
a scan?
experience. You want them to do a scan and say, "Holy cow! How did it know that about me?"
Right. Right, because ultimately that's what you're looking for, a connection where they know something about themselves and they don't necessarily know what the system is going to do. But once the scanner shows them something that they already know about themselves, then it becomes, okay, my experience with introducing people is, okay, how does this work?
Yeah.
Okay, why is it doing that? How does it know that about me?
How does it know?
And then what I always say, because I always lead with inner voice too, is I preface it by saying, if you're really honest with your feelings, with your emotions,
So true.
if you're honest, you are going to see something that's being suppressed or something that's being compensated for here, and you'll relate to it. It will make sense to you.
That's so true.
And without fail, not that everybody says
Right.
that, oh, I have a problem here. You haven't caught it.
Yeah.
But you can see it on their faces. They run the inner voice and all of a sudden
They
they
say,
get this little
"Oh,
smirk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Well, it's how often you go up to somebody and say, "How you doing today?" And they pat
Fine.
answers, "Fine,
Fine.
I'm doing
Yeah.
good, fine." Then you do inner voice, and then all of a sudden, that fine goes to something different.
That's right.
And when the scanner picks that up from their voice, then all of a sudden they become more open and more ready to listen.
And isn't that the end goal? I mean,
Yes.
that's the end goal with all frequencies, including the benefits of inner voice, is to get people, don't stay where you are.
Move on.
Don't move. Let's move forward. Let's progress. Let's improve our emotions to start out with.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, next question. How important is tracking each scan, knowing that frequencies change so often?
It is.
Depends on why you're scanning.
Why are you scanning? Okay, so tracking your scans, like I said a little earlier, if you're not feeling well, you want to track that to see where the pattern is, where you can start to see what's causing you to not feel well. Otherwise, I don't always send my reports to me and seldom read them unless I'm looking for something specific.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's entertaining to read it.
Yeah.
But if you don't have the time and you're looking just for the optimization, I don't read them either.
Yeah, and it goes back to exactly what you said from the outset. It depends on the intent of what the
Right.
purpose is. But back to what you said, it doesn't hurt. It's so easy to email it to yourself, especially if you're working through something or want to understand something more about yourself.
Yeah.
Well, and the other thing too is if you're working on somebody else, like a client or somebody, then I think it's important to email that report just so there's a record.
Right.
But if it's just your day-to-day stuff you're doing and you're doing well and things are going well, unless something come up specifically, I would just move on. Get my optimization and move on.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I absolutely love my AO and have quite a few clients and friends who are interested, but want to know more about how to afford the benefits of the scanner. Some don't have the means to do the monthly subscription and don't want the dues. Is there a place to go to make the options easy to share the ways people can join? Well, there are different ways to pay for your subscription. I mean, we've talked about before, Lauren, you've talked about using your supplement library. How many of us are spending so much money a month on our supplements, and we don't necessarily need to take them every single day.
Yeah.
Let your supplement library tell you, when you need to take a supplement, when you don't. You can save money right there.
Yeah, and we've had several people even give testimonials about how the savings that they've received because they've just followed the supplement library and also followed what you said is pay attention to your body.
Yeah.
What do you feel like you need today? And your body's going to start to tell you what those things are. But that also...
Disclaimer.
Yeah.
We're not talking about medications.
Right.
Only supplements.
Yeah.
Take listen to your doctor, take the
Yeah,
medications your
yeah.
doctor tell you to take. We're talking about supplements. Now, supplement companies will say, take this twice a day, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't necessarily mean that you need it twice a day. And it's, what do you call it? Expensive urine.
Yeah. It's been said that the Americans have the most expensive urine in the world.
Yeah.
Because we take so many supplements, and sometimes we need them, but sometimes we don't. And that's why the supplement library is there. Put your supplements in. And here's the thing, a supplement, what's the meaning of the name supplement? It's to supplement what you're already doing.
Yeah.
In other words, if you're eating a good meal or you're eating good food and you're exercising, you're going to need less of those supplements.
Yes.
So putting the supplements into your supplement library and doing your scan, it comes up and says, oh, you need this today, or it may omit something that you would normally be taking. That's one way to save money. Another one I like, and the one that was, for me was, could I make some changes in the way I spend my money? Maybe not eat out as often, maybe not eat as much of the stuff I shouldn't eat at all anyway. And those things save. Another thing, sharing the scanner with other people, and they get one, then that's returning some money to you as well.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a QLA, it takes 3 subscriptions that people that you've introduced a scanner to, and then you've earned enough in commissions off of those subscriptions to pay for
3 and it's free.
Yeah. Free based on the commission you receive,
you
right?
earn a commission on those 3 people, and then you in turn take that money that you earned and pay your scanner. You introduce 3 people, and you don't have to pay for your monthly subscription. There are a lot of people who are doing that.
And then a quick plug, if those 3 people happen to be QLAs as well, you're a bronze, and you're actually not just free, you're actually making money at this point. We had one other person, a frequency expert, which we're going to give a little bit more airtime to in the near future, said this about the scanner and the cost of investment of knowing more about your body today versus not paying attention to areas of the body that could be in maybe a downward spiral or just a slow descent in health. Maybe look at it as an insurance plan of learning more about your body today so you can do something about it today, and that prevents maybe greater injury or conditions in the future.
She was saying, $149 a month now is pretty low compared to the cost of medical bills later.
Yeah, that's right.
So I think she's dead on. So
So those are a few. I mean, we talk about supplement library, we talk about alternating expenses, we talk about recruiting a few people. If you're a QLA, we also mentioned looking at it as a different form of investment into your well-being. All of those, I think, might be factors you could consider or at least speak to when you're addressing somebody who says, hey, $149, that's a lot of money. And it is. It is a lot of money.
We're not discounting that.
It is a lot of money.
Yeah.
We understand that. But we also, on our side, we spend an awful lot of money to make sure every day we're spending money on the scanner when it comes to research and development and the costs that it takes to maintain it and improve it.
And it's just getting better and better. Can we jump into that just really quickly before so we wrap this up a little bit?
It is getting better and better. And so, let me frame.
Without telling too much is what I want.
Well, we have some major announcements at Day of Discovery. We'll just leave it at that. A lot of investment has gone into some more releases. You'll know last year, if you love the body systems, last Day of Discovery, the one we did, the red bar, we launched body systems. Yeah. We have more to launch this Day of Discovery. Let me just do one final comment, if it's not too long. And this is the idea of frequencies or energy over time. There are 2 parts of a frequency. There's the emission of it, and then there's the receiving of it. And those have factors. And those play a role when we talk about the scanner, when we talk about our intentions, we would talk about how we receive and benefit from all this information coming our way. You shared something with me recently about how different is it when you emit something or receive something based on the intention of that frequency.
Right. And what you just said, there's 2 parts of the frequency, the sending and the receiving. I would say the most important is the mechanism to get it from A to B. And that's what you touched on, which was the intention.
Yeah.
What's the intention of the frequency? Now, all the frequencies in the scanner have a purpose. They're going to either an emotional or a biochemical or a physical target. But some of the things in the Cepheid are completely intention.
Yeah.
What's the intention? What I shared with you the other day was, if I was to say to Shelby, I love you, it would be totally differently received from if you were to say those exact same words, I love you.
Yeah.
The intention from you to Shelby would be a much more intimate type of a collection. Whereas if I said it, it's more like, a one friend to another saying, or a pat on the back, or it's total. Even though the intention, the words were exactly the same, but the intention behind those words is entirely different.
Isn't that interesting?
Just a quick pause. If you're new here, we're married. That's why it's different.
Disclaimer.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
That's true.
Go back.
And so that even leads us into, the homeopathics, the homeoenergetics, the quantum flowers, the quantum.
Yeah.
They all have specific frequency intention
Building
modules.
Yes, yes. And I love that whole approach. And thus, going back to one of your earlier questions about introducing the scanner and the experience, for someone to understand what's going on with the AO scan technology and having those frequency experiences of information, it is so much better in the intention of those folks when they do have a simple experience with what takes place with the scanner.
Absolutely.
That intention accelerates or is improved so much when they can understand what's being shared with them. Yeah. So.
All right. Well, hope you enjoy this little chit chat.
I like this.
You know what? We talk like this all the time, though. We go to lunch and we're like, oh, and this and this and this.
Well, let us know if you hate this. And
if you hate it, we won't do it again. But if you want more questions answered, always go to our Solex AO Scan official page on Facebook. You can always put those questions on YouTube, and we will do our best to get those answered.
Kai, we've got one major announcement we need to make.
Yeah, we have the next Cepheid how-to video is coming out this Friday. And so we want you to make sure you're aware of that. See it on YouTube. If you're using the Alpha 3 passes, that's a great one. If you've introduced folks to the scanner by using the Cepheid, show them that video so when they're on their own, they have no questions. They can see how to use it, what benefits they can get from it. Obviously, there's a ton in Cepheid. So in about a minute and a half, 2 minutes, we can't show everything, but we can get the ball rolling, right?
A good introduction to it.
Yeah, good introduction. Okay, giveaway time.
That's right.
We've talked about hydration. It is summertime here in the United States. We have talked about hydrating by drinking more water and getting good water into your system.
What about our skin?
That's
right.
We have a great serum. The Bright Serum is a mix of vitamin C, hyaluronic acid. It's got the apple stem cell in it. So many rich properties in Bright.
And the ability to imprint it with the Cepheid.
Yes, because it's got a Cybin
bead
in there
right.
as well. So we want you to do this. Comment on this call. What are the things that you do to take care of your skin? What's your routine to make sure that your skin is protected, healthy, and obviously being hydrated along the way?
Right. And important this time of year too.
It so is, especially with the exposure that we have with the sun, and not only the positive of that, but also there can be some damage that takes place. So how many are we giving away?
As always, we're going to give 3 Brights to the comments.
So hopefully we draw your name. Leave your comment here. We'll see you next week.
Thanks, guys.
Yes, some new names, right?
Yeah.
We also have Robert.
I can't believe you just said that.
Having trouble.